Hi everybody, it's Casey from Upcycled Island, and today I've got a quick craft for you. We're going to make these little drawstring bags, and they're so fast and easy to make, and they're so cute. Look at that cute shape when you're done. How do we do this so fast and easy? It's a t-shirt sleeve. For those of you who are experienced sewists and just want the brief outline, you take 2 t-shirt sleeves, right sides together, and you start sewing below the hem. You sew the sides, you sew the shoulder area, and then you use the hem as your channel for your drawstrings. For those of you who need a little guidance on how to do this, we're going to do it step by step. Let's get started. Alrighty, we're ready to go. Is t-shirt sleeves. We've cut the shoulder seam off of the sleeve, and now we're going to cut the side seam off. Now, if you've already cut the sleeve off of the shirt and you left the shoulder seam on it, then you want to cut the underarm seam off like so. And then you want to cut the shoulder seam off. And all you do is just cut it away as close to the shoulder seam as possible, all the way across the shoulder seam. And when you do, it's going to look like this. So you've got a rounded shape. Now you want to take your sleeve and lay it down and put the other sleeve on top of it. After you cut that seam, underarm seam off, and those need, of course, to go right sides together. And then just take a clip and clip it to each side and in the middle where the hems are, the sleeve hems are. That's just to get it lined up. Smooth it out. No matter what you do, if you cut it exactly the same, both sleeves, they're not going to be exactly the same. Wear and tear and everything distorts and stretches and all that. So all you need to do once you have these hem clipped together is just turn it over. I flipped this one over, and this one, this side is shorter than this side. So all I'm going to do is trim the longer one until it matches the shorter one. Super simple. This one is just a little off. So you're just trimming them so they match. You won't be trimming off very much. And then on my end, it's a little off. So I just trim that so it matches. This one matches pretty well. So now we're ready to go to the sewing machine. And what we're going to do is we're going to start sewing at the bottom of this hem. We're not going to sew where the hem is. We're going to leave it loose. So we're going to start sewing at the bottom of the hem on this side, and then we're going to sew this side, and then we're going to sew what was the shoulder area. We're going to sew that around. We're ready to start sewing. We are going to sew just along the edge. You can use your presser foot as your guide, and we're going to lower the needle by hand just at the bottom of that hem. We don't want to catch the hem, we just want to start at the bottom of that hem. Take a few stitches, and then backstitch to set your stitches. Got a little carried away that time. And just sew to the end. Set your stitches. And you're going to do it on the other side. And sew to the end. Set your stitches. Now you're going to sew the bottom, which was the shoulder area. Now, why did we not just sew one side, go across the bottom, and sew the other side? I didn't do that because it's knit, and knit stretches. I have a straight stitch machine, and mine feeds very well. Some machines feed differently, and your top and bottom fabrics won't feed at the same rate, and you'll get bunching. For that reason, I sewed the side seams first, and then sewed the bottom. If you have a machine that has zigzag stitch, you can use that. Some machines have a stretch stitch, you can use that. You can use a walking foot. There's all kinds of ways that you can prevent a lot of stretching. Now we're going to sew the bottom. I have regular thread, all-purpose thread in the machine, and I have my stitch link at 3. So I'm just going to sew across the bottom. And watch that knit, it likes to roll up on you. And that is all of the sewing that you're going to be doing. That's it. Super simple. Okie dokie. She's all sewn up and we're ready to put the drawstrings in. You can use ribbon, you can use shoestrings, you can use twine, whatever you want to use. I have some ribbon that I'm going to use, and you need it to be double. And double, it needs to be longer than the hem, which is now the top of the bag, and you're going to need 2 of them because this is a double drawstring. You'll have a pull over here, and you're going to have a pull over here, and you'll pull them like that. Okay, I have this nifty little tool that I use, but you don't need a tool. All you need is a safety pin. And pin your safety pin. I double my ribbon over in case it frays. And just pin your safety pin onto the end of the ribbon or the twine or whatever you choose. I've got this nifty little tool. You can get that at the sewing stores, Joann's or any of your little sewing stores, but you don't need to go out and buy a tool. You can use the safety pin. It'll work great. So all you're going to do is, this hem is now going to be the channel that we're going to put our ribbon through. So on this side, we start on one side and we just pull it through until we get to the other side, and it comes out the other side, and then we're going to take it, flip it over and put it in the other side channel and do it all the way through. Until you come out to this side. So both ends come out on one side of the bag. Tie a knot in the ends. And that's one side done. Then you're going to do the same thing, but you're going to start on the opposite side. And put your ribbon or your string through all the way. You come out one side, and then you're going to go back on the other side. And whoops. Pull it through. And tie a knot in this side. And I just hold this in and pull this in to make sure my ribbon gets straightened out. And hold this end and hold my ribbon. And that way they're straight. Now, you can turn it right side out. Now, you could have turned it right side out before you did the ribbon. It doesn't matter. Just when you turn it right side out, poke out your little points on the ends. And then pull. And there's your bag. Okay, we're done. How easy was that? There's one thing that I wanted to go over with you. You probably noticed when we were sewing the edge, what was the shoulder and it's now the bottom of the bag, that those edges had already slipped. We had trimmed them to match, and by the time we got to the sewing machine, they had slid a little bit. And so they weren't exactly even as we had trimmed them, but that's okay. What I did is after I sewed it and brought it back to the work table, I just trimmed those edges so they would be more even. They're on the inside of the bag, so they're not going to show, but it just is neater. It looks neater if you do that. If you look at it and they need it, go ahead and trim them. And these are different sized bags. You know, your small, medium, large t-shirts, their sleeves are going to be small, medium, large too. So you'll get different size bags, and but they all have that wonderful shape. These make wonderful, wonderful gift bags. Really nice gift bags because they're so unique. I just love them. And they're so fast to make. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please like and share. And also hit that subscribe button. And next to it is a little bell. If you hit that bell, then whenever I put out a new video, you'll be notified so you won't miss out. And that's all I have for you today. I'll see you next time. Stay safe.